But we should keep going into the end of 2025 if we're just repeating the same old cycle, which I think we are, because the Bitcoin halving cycle is the same as the election cycle, is the same as the everything code global debt refi cycle. They're all the same thing. So I don't see any reason why it won't play out that way, and that's what I'm expecting. So good times lie ahead. Ethereum perfectly works against the global liquidity index. And again, it suggests that Ethereum may have a really good first half of 2024. The target from using the liquidity indicator would be about 5,300. Again, don't take this as written in stone. It's directionally, we should be coming to all-time highs in Ethereum in the first half of 2024. Let's see how that plays out, but it makes me very bullish on crypto assets.
Historically, Ethereum has consistently outperformed during the first quarter of the year, and going into 2024 would be no different. Former Goldman Sachs executive Raoul predicts that Ethereum will outperform Bitcoin in 2024. The Real Vision CEO tells his 1 million followers on the social media platform X that Ethereum against Bitcoin may repeat a similar 2021 bull market price pattern next year. According to blockchain analytics firm Into the Block, the amount of Ethereum owned by long-term holders has reached a new high, surpassing 70% since December 1st. This metric now exceeds Bitcoin's, which has hovered just under 70%, showing conviction in Ethereum's long-term potential. Raoul remains bullish on overall crypto and highlights that Bitcoin tends to have short bear cycles, typically lasting a year, followed by recovery phases. Recently, Bitcoin's price fell below $43,000, in line with a broader crypto market cooldown. Data shows the flagship crypto is still holding strong with lower volatility. Looking ahead to 2024, there is considerable excitement within the crypto community regarding the upcoming Bitcoin halving event. Additionally, the approvals of spot ETF applications filed by various institutional investors are vital events the industry eagerly anticipates. Powell's insights go beyond just comparing prices. He emphasizes factors like liquidity and business cycles, highlighting their impact on cryptocurrency trends. As economic cycles change, so does investor behavior, affecting assets like Bitcoin and Ethereum. Let's now delve into the video to examine Powell's perspective thoroughly. But before we begin, consider subscribing to the channel and hitting the bell icon to stay updated with the latest content.
Bitcoin has actually outperformed FedNet liquidity, the beach ball underwater. Why? Because of the narrative around the ETF. Also, in macro crypto spring, Bitcoin always outperforms. Much like in macro spring, treasuries tend to outperform credit. Later, when we move to macro summer, alts, ETH first, Solana, others will start to massively outperform Bitcoin, much like junk bonds outperform treasuries. So ETH is just doing what it's supposed to be doing, but it's not giving us the big surprise. I think that surprise comes the moment the ETF is out in Bitcoin, and people will focus on the ETH ETF, and it'll bring the ETH ecosystem alive. This year, it's been a story of Solana, which I've been along all year, and Bitcoin. That barbell has been the best trade in the world. Or in fact, just owning Solana has been the best trade in the world, bar none. But ETH, it'll play catch up. It'll do well. Here's the ETH chart versus Bitcoin back in the 2014 to 16 phase. Going in to remember where I've said I think this is a similarity repeat of the 2016-17 cycle. It's at this point that you had the sideways consolidation, the breakout, the next consolidation, and then it goes batshit crazy. We're into this peak phase. I think we go a bit further, and then we'll correct. Whether it's sideways or a sharper correction, who the hell knows, doesn't matter. Just don't use leverage, stay in the trade. And if you get some cash, buy into the next set of weaknesses. Normally these corrections are like 30%, these bigger corrections, so expect something like that. It shouldn't freak you out. You should be expecting it. If you've got cash, you should add. It'll be your last chance to add at decent levels, because then things go bananas. Also, Bitcoin, I think most of you realize, is just a beautiful cycle. The purple shaded are the Bitcoin bear cycles. They're 1 year. That's all they are. 1 year cycle. Yeah, they crush you, but they're 1 year. And then the rest of it just recovers. So as you can see, I think this cycle we're in now looks more like that 2015, 16, 17 than it did 19, 20, 21. 19 came out of the gates really, really fast, then corrected. Then we had COVID, which we were not going to repeat. I know many people are expecting, we're going to get a 50% collapse and you buy that one. It's not going to happen. Of course, you'll get corrections. I think they're most likely more sideways, give or take a 20 to 30% range, because that's the world we live in crypto.
According to Powell, within the realm of investments, crypto stands out as the fastest horse in the race, providing the most favorable risk-adjusted returns and showcasing significant correlations with our global liquidity index. Global liquidity conditions have been on the upswing since October 2023. The Fed's change in tone during the December FOMC confirmed market expectations of potential rate cuts in early 2024, creating more favorable conditions for risky assets. Powell explains that Bitcoin functions under similar parameters to other macro assets, affected by liquidity, business cycles, and long-term secular trends. Notably, Bitcoin demonstrates a strong and noteworthy correlation with global M2, indicating its alignment with broader economic and financial indicators. Let's redirect our attention to a video now.
Crypto is the horse I back the most. It's the fastest horse in the race, best risk-adjusted returns, high correlation to this global liquidity index, which is our everything code. So we know how the asset price behaves, which gives us a competitive advantage when we use our proprietary frameworks. Bitcoin is just a macro asset. All of the noise you see from the Financial Times, all the newspapers, to all of the media, to the noise on Twitter, to the naysayers, oh my God, this is magic internet money, this is magic beans, they're all wrong. They're all wrong. Bitcoin is a macro asset, like everything else, works from the same thing. Liquidity, business cycles, secular trend. Global M2, fabulous correlation, Bitcoin. I've been using this all the time. It helped us catch the low in November last year. It'll keep going, as we showed earlier, anyway. So this cycle should keep extending, and we'll get amazing rates of return because the year-on-year rate of growth starts exploding if you look at that left-hand scale. We can also look at why I choose crypto versus the NASDAQ. If the NASDAQ's such a damn good bet, why would I not choose that? Well, because Bitcoin year-on-year Bitcoin divided by the NASDAQ year-on-year also follows M2. So when liquidity conditions are rising, crypto outperforms tech stocks. And that's because of the structure and incentive systems built into a tokenized ecosystem, where you're owning part of the underlying network and you get paid for the adoption of the network. Some equities can look like Bitcoin. We've seen Nvidia, for example, see network adoption at scale, and it ends up looking a lot like Bitcoin. But the index as a whole, it will always underperform. So that's why I'm so heavily weighted in the crypto space.
As 2023 concludes, the crypto market emerges from failed ventures and outright fraud, embracing real progress toward mainstream adoption. As global tensions rise and regional banks falter, Bitcoin reclaims its status as a reliable store of value. Though still behind BTC's price, analysts feel recent altcoin and L2 performance hints an Ethereum rally is coming, with Ethereum up 4.3% over 7 days and 88.6% over 12 months to $2,300. Will Ethereum outperform Bitcoin in 2024? Your input is valuable. Share your thoughts in the comments. If you found this content helpful, give it a thumbs up and remember to subscribe to stay updated. Thank you for being a part of this journey with us.